being away on your own has done you a lot of good.
Well, I'm not promising anything, but maybe we could sort out a few things while I'm here.
Are you sure you want to try?
I'm sure.
Like a look at the Sunday paper?
Not before church.
Mrs. Armstrong might like to flick through it when she gets here.
Oh, I was forgetting your lady guest.
Is the room made up?
I've given her the double, just in case Mr. Armstrong comes along.
There's no chance of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is she a widow?
Not exactly. A grass widow. Her husband's at a convention in America, business computers, I think. Does that make her a matrix widow?
And she preferred to stay home?
Rosie, Barbara Armstrong is a good friend and a very happily married woman. Now, if you want to know anything else for your Bush Telegraph, then you ask her yourself.
Oh, got any plans for today?
Oh, fairly quiet. Lunch at Charlie's. I thought I might go for a walk first.
Oh, well, you got a nice day.
That's why you're still not dressed, I suppose.
Oh, I bet I woke up before the lot of you. I saw my favourite book from when I was a kid on the shelf. I stayed in bed till I finished it all over again.
Not, 7 Little Australians. How many times is that?
I don't know, I've lost count.
Oh, between the three of us, we've certainly made a mess of the paper.
Daddy'd have a fit.
You know, I sometimes wonder whether he read it or ironed it.
Put my big foot in it.
Oh, she knows you weren't having a go at her. She's just wrapped you talking at all. Thanks.
Well, I'm not promising anything.
At least you're trying. Want to go to the stud this Savo? I think Prue would like to. Her horses have arrived.
Why don't we stay here? Just the two of us. Mother will be at Charlie's. I'll cook something nice. I'm not trying to do a number. I don't want to keep you away from Prue. It's just be nice to spend some time with you alone.
Sounds like a great idea.
Gordon?
Ah, I didn't hear you drive up.
Oh, I've got the quietest rails in the business.
Did you find your way all right?
Your directions were perfect. Oh, it's even nicer than in the photo.
They don't make them like that anymore.
More's the pity. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but I think we're being watched.
Rosie.
Oh, hasn't she seen her rolls before?
As much and all as I love her, I think she's got more in her mind than the rolls. You're an unknown commodity.
Looks as though you are too.
Let's go inside. Rosie.
Yes?
I'd like you to meet Mrs. Armstrong. Barbara, this is Rosie. She's been looking after the place since Adam was a boy.
Well, Wayne, anyway. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, and you.
I'll help Mrs. Armstrong get settled.
I'll make your apologies to the Reverend Davis, then.
Rosie, I haven't forgotten my promise to take you to church.
Oh, please don't let me upset the apple cart. In fact, if I'm welcome, I'd love to come along.
Of course you can.
Hope to singing. Nothing like a good hymn or two to blow away the cobwebs.
The Reverend gives a beautiful service. I'll just go and get my hat.
It's quite a status symbol for Rosie to trot me out on Sundays.
Oh, I did the right thing then.
You made a hit. And believe me, Rosie is not easily pleased.
Yeah.
You are an attractive, confident businesswoman.
Meet Betty.
She's about to turn the back.
Hey, where'd they come from?
Mick, it's a goodbye gift. Susie will be with us for lunch. I think she's a bit lonely now he's gone.
When's she moving back in?
As soon as she can sell the house.
Hey, after lunch. Thought I might go up on the roof and clean out the gutters.
Oh, wonders never cease. I asked your dad to look at it. I told him about how the water got in during that storm when he was away.
Oh, it'll save him a bit of trouble.
You're getting generous in your old age.
He's been pretty good to me and Lynn since he got back, so I owe him one. What's a few leaves and junk in the gutter?
Uh-huh. Fiona's taxi. Comb your hair.
She must have caught an early flight.
Kicking and screaming, I bet.
She's got enough luggage for an army.
Hang on to your hat. Here we go again.
Aha. How's the old married man, huh? Help the driver with my luggage, would you, dear?
Good. Good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
Won't get a wink of sleep now you're here.
Oh, what's Kevin done with Lynn?
She went mad and we shot her.
Big ears. She's at her grandfather's.
Oh.
Ernest Senior.
It's a long story. First things first, you want a cuppa?
Oh, yes, please. Here, wait just 1 minute. I didn't come 500 miles to go on emergency rations. Oh, I think we'll give his nibs one too, huh? He looks as though he's fading away.
First I've noticed. Put Fiona's cases in Susie's old room.
Right,
There
what's
we
in
go.
them?
My winter woolies, of course. What else would I need them? Oh, and there's something for you and Lynn on top of the big one. You can get it out. Oh, strawberry cream.
You don't have to bring presents.
Oh, that's my pleasure. Just between you and me, the Chancellor come down. He was a godsend.
Scott?
Yeah. I cried it all out in the first night. It hurt, though.
Oh, I bet it did.
And with Jill going away last night.
Oh, you mentioned on the phone, to Mumbai with the Hamilton boy.
Yeah. They're living it up at a ritzy hotel for a few days first.
Oh, half their luck. Yeah. Do you, hear anything else about Patricia?
Oh, she's gone back to the house at Dural. The divorce is going through.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's just about it.
Fantastic, Aunt Fiona. I might use it as a trampoline myself while we're waiting for David Ernest Jr. to arrive.
Had the devil's own job getting it in the case.
Aha. Makes me think of this one kicking his little legs while he had his bottle.
Oh, Mum. That'd be good exercise for him. He's going to need all his muscles when he starts running Ma and Pa Palmer's farm.
Farm? Oi, I do have a lot to catch up on.
What happened to the cook?
Oh, the pastry has to chill for a while.
Must be some steak and kidney pie.
Oh, I used a few tricks.
An apron's not one of them.
Oh.
Oh, I hated cooking classes. We had this awful domestic science teacher. If our white sauce turned out with a single lump in it, we get a ruler over the knuckles.
I've never heard you talk about your school before.
Oh, it was just a very ordinary Melbourne girls' school. If I've been a bit reticent, it's probably because all Charlie's friends and mine went to smart girls' grammars. Got to keep up with the Joneses. Well, it's more than that. I've been secretive for so long it's become a habit. When you were talking about Beryl earlier, it made me realize how little we'd shared together. That's why I got a bit terse.
Oh, it was dumb of me to rave on.
No. No, it's my hang-up, not yours. I should be too happy having both you and John here to let something like that get on top of me.
He likes you a lot.
Working together at Mumbai made a big difference. It was a good time for him. I hope he's not disappointed when he gets back.
Well, why would he?
Oh, Gordon and Wayne could run the place blindfolded. John won't have the same scope for taking responsibility.
Oh, Daddy will look after him.
Probably. But he might end up feeling a bit like a rouseabout anyway.
Well, would he be better off here?
In the right job.
Well, I'll tell him you suggested it.
No, don't. I don't want him to think I'm trying to decide his future. You know how he hates being manipulated.
Well, unless it's Prue pulling the strings.
I doubt he'd let her overstep the mark.
Oh, no? You got no idea the trouble I've had getting him alone.
So baking this pie was a last desperate attempt, huh?
It's no ordinary pie.
I can take a hint. I'm going.
I'll save you a piece.
It's excellent, Rosie.
No one tried to turn the church into a disco or a folk lounge for a change. Just a beautiful traditional service.
Reverend Davis will be very pleased to hear you liked it.
You're quite a celebrity out here. Does Patricia know what she's missing in Dural?
Patricia isn't at the house anymore.
Well, Bruce saw her there yesterday.
I might have known she'd dig her heels in.
Oh, have I let the cat out of the bag?
Oh, not exactly. When she left, I told her I didn't want her staying there.
Well, I can understand how awkward it would be if you were both in town, but what's the harm while you're here?
There's a lot you don't know.
I thought the divorce was by mutual consent. Is there any reason to make it more unpleasant than is necessary?
I have my reasons.
Granted. But Patricia's as attached to that house as you are to Woombye. Would it hurt to spare a thought for her feelings?
Barbara, had she shown the slightest regard for our marriage, I would have made some allowances, but she didn't. And as far as I'm concerned, I can't see the back of her soon enough.
Meet two very different forensic...
Can you do any better?
No. Something smells great.
It's the pie. Still got half an hour to go. Do you feel like a walk?
Shouldn't you be rushing round?
Oh, no, everything's under control. Mrs. Beaton taught me everything I know.
That's the lady that comes in weekdays, isn't it? What's so funny? Who is she?
I'll tell you later.
Never heard of it.
It's only the most famous cookery book in the world.
No.
Oh, if you want to know the truth, it was really Beryl.
She'll be glad to see you back.
Yeah, I suppose so. Mother will be lonely when I go. You'll be out at Woombye. She'll be stuck here on her own.
She's got Charlie, other friends.
Yeah, I suppose it helps, but I got the feeling from something she said earlier that she finds him a bit of a strain sometimes. Not so much Charlie as the others.
Don't know about that.
Well, she was talking about her school and how different it was to theirs. I think she worries too much about trying to keep up with them.
Maybe that's why she pushed me like crazy to be a big hit with them. And it's the closest I got to telling her where to get off.
She caught what I got last night?
I practiced on her. That's why I'm so good at it.
You know, you were right. What you said last night. I mean, maybe she won't keep it up, but she is trying. Jack must have gone home for lunch.
Half his luck. How long's that pie going to take?
Oh, only another 15 minutes. I remember when I was little, out at Woombye. If Daddy was gardening around the house, I used to sit in the wheelbarrow and make him take me for a ride.
Hop in.
Oh, don't be stupid.
I think you're too big.
Oh, all right, then. You asked for it.
Right.
Come on, your turn. Hop in.
What, with you steering?
Fair's fair.
I can't. I've got the good pants on.
Oh, what about mine?
You've had flour on them.
The pie. Oh, we're in luck. Only the bit face in the back of the oven got burnt.
We'll make that Patricia's piece.
Oh, we can't. It's practically charcoal.
Good for the teeth.
Oh, hers are sharp enough. Oh, I shouldn't. That was awful. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, I don't believe it.
I do. It'll be Prue for sure. She wasn't too pleased when I cancelled this afternoon. Yes, Prue. Now, I knew it'd be you. I can't. I'm busy. There's no point in coming over. I don't know. Read a book. I'm serious. If you come over, I won't let you in. I'll call you. And you needn't bother calling back. How do you, leave it off the hook?
Oh, lie it on its back. And you better get the business line, too. I think Daddy gave Mrs. Armstrong the number.
Looks like an upset turtle.
It's not all that'll be upset.
She'll get over it. You and me have got a pie to eat.
Next in the morning news, Shane Warne's swan song, the king of spin ready to retire at the end of...
Rosie, look after Mrs. Armstrong while I'm in the garden.
Oh, I'll come and help.
I'll only be 10 minutes. Got to finish staking back those shrubs in case we cop another West.
Well, then I'll stay and put my feet up.
Oh, I saved the Sunday papers for you.
Oh, I wasn't thinking. I use it to wrap the veggie peelings. I'm sorry.
Never mind. It'll save me having to see what nonsense they wrote on the social pages this week. So you've been here since Wayne was born?
Longer. Going on 30 years.
Heavens, that's a long time to stay in the one job.
Oh, I never think of it as a job. Mr. Hamilton always treated me as part of the family. But Mrs. Well, I don't think she ever liked me. Being related to Nancy, you know.
Nancy? Oh, of course, that was Gordon's first wife, wasn't it?
Wayne's mum.
I gather she died quite young. I never like to ask.
It was terrible. She was a lovely girl. It was a difficult pregnancy. The birth was just too much for her.
I'm sorry.
Poor little Wayne was stuck with his grandparents for years. That's why Mr. Hamilton got her down here in the first place. So as he could have Wayne back here.
Oh, Patricia? She originally came here to look after Wayne.
Oh, she knew what side her bread was buttered on from the word go.
Wayne got on with her?
Well, he'd been pushed from pillar to post. I nursed him for the start. And then he was shunted to the city with his grandparents. Once he was back here and she got hold of him, she spoiled him rotten. Of course he liked her.
Well, I'm sure you spoiled him too.
Oh, that's because I loved him. Not so's Mr. Hamilton had noticed me. Worst thing he ever did, marrying her. Well, I better get on with my work. What was that saying during the war?
I wouldn't know.
Loose talk costs lives.
I'm sure it's not that serious.
I suppose not. Well, can't see the dishes doing themselves.
They never do.
What are you up to now? Leave him alone. He's cleaning out the spouting and the downpipe as a surprise for your dad.
Take it all back?
Good, you can come and hold the ladder while I climb up.
Yeah, for goodness sake, don't let him fall off and break his neck.
Don't tempt me.
Oh, see if you can find what caused the blockage during the storm.
Oh, it's probably a dead bird.
Oh!
Charming.
Oh, if you're right, we don't want to know.
Oh.
Time for a natter?
Uh-huh.
Hey, it's a bird's nest up here.
Whoopee. Just get on with the job, will you? Hey, listen, I've got to head home.
How am I supposed to get down?
Jump.
Well, if I do, I'll make sure I land on my head. It's the safest way.
I'll tell Mum and Fiona you'll call them out when it's time to hold the ladder. Make sure you do.
Hey, you sure you don't want this bird's nest? I mean, it's empty.
I'll see you both later.
You got to rush off.
I've got some shopping to do. Kevin will give a yell when he wants to come in.
As long as he doesn't come crashing through the ceiling.
I left the back door open. You shouldn't have any problem hearing him.
Oh, not foghorn. Nice seeing you again.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, love. She's a lot happier than the last time I saw her.
She was the least of my worries when David was away.
While Kevin's outside, when David came back, how were things, really?
It wasn't easy, him or me. Take too long to tell you.
I don't charge by the hour.
I suppose I do owe you a better answer than that. After all, I was the one that dragged you into it when I landed on your doorstep straight from Mumbai. It was after 12 when he got back. The kids were asleep, thank goodness. For a few seconds, we just stood there looking at each other. Him trying to think of how to say I'm sorry. And me not knowing. I think my saving grace was the few days I had with you afterward.
Always show my Melbourne guests the best side of the city.
Gave me time to get my...
That's the main thing.
You don't know how close I came to giving the game away. Somehow I managed to look the kids in the eye and tell them how wonderful things had been for their father and me out on the property.
I suppose you got the worst of it out of your system with me.
Not completely. I still felt dreadful when I got home. Do you know what? Stuck in my throat if I'd tried to tell the kids that their father was having an affair with Patricia. It's hard enough to say it as it is.
In the air, on the land and in the... on the Amazing Race are going to be pushed harder than... Points. Who will make it through? This continues tonight.